Good afternoon to everybody, and welcome to this special edition of Hagerty MotorsportReg Tech Sessions with our friends from TrackDayTire and Hoosier Racing Tires. I'm Brent Witten, and I will moderate our session. I work with Hagerty in our motorsports division, leading the sales and customer success teams for Hagerty MotorsportReg. Before we get going with the presentation, just a couple of housekeeping items. First of all attendees are muted by default, so there's no need to worry if you're like me, you got a little kid or a dog in the background making a bit of noise. It's not going to be a distraction to any of the other participants or our presenters. If you have a question at any point, right next to that chat function at the bottom of your screen, you'll notice a Q&A feature. So please go ahead and put your questions in there, and we will reply to as many of those as possible. We will have time for some live Q&A with our speakers at the end of today's session. And all tech sessions, including this one, will be available for future reference on our community page. So after this is over, you'll receive an email with a link to that. Johnny and Jeff have pre-recorded their presentations for quality assurance purposes, and we'll get that going shortly. And again, just a reminder, at the conclusion of the recorded presentation, we will take some live Q&A with our presenters. So with that out of the way, I would like to welcome our presenters. First, we have Johnny Miller V, who is the Digital Marketing Manager from TrackDayTire.com. Welcome, Johnny.
Hey, everyone. Hey, how you doing?
Great. We've also got Johnny Miller, Technical Consultant with TrackDayTire.com. Welcome, Johnny.
Great to be here, Brent. Thanks so much.
Yeah, absolutely. And finally, we have Jeff Spears, who is the Circuit Racing Product Manager from Hoosier Racing Tire, which is a Continental AG company. So welcome, Jeff.
Thank you, Brent. I appreciate it. Real excited to be part of your webinar and to talk to our future Continental EC Force customers, hopefully.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I know I'm certainly excited to hear about this new tire, and I'm sure I speak for the rest of our audience here. So with those introductions out of the way, let's get rolling with our presentation.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Johnny Miller, and I am the Digital Marketing Manager for TrackDayTire.com. And thanks again for joining us on our webinar today with Hagerty MotorsportReg. We're all looking forward to hearing about the new Continental Treadwear 200 tire, but first, I wanted to give you all a little bit more insight into who we are and what we do as a company. First and foremost, we strive to be your go-to online source for track day tires. We're focused on meeting your tire needs, whether you are a beginner, HPDE track day driver, or if you're an experienced national championship winning racer. Many organizations trust our expertise, and they trust us to give their members the best products at the right price. Not to mention, we're the official tire supplier for all of the organizations that you see below. Decades of experience has taught us that the most important performance component on your car are your tires. The tires that we sell from these brands, which are designed for track use, provide a higher level of grip and driver confidence than any other DOT track day tire out there. So the real question is, why would you buy from TrackDayTire.com? Well, in addition to offering cool webinars like this one and the best products at a great price, our team has 38 plus years of racing experience and on-track tire application, testing, and fitment knowledge to help guide your tire decisions. Some of the most burning questions that we can help with are, am I ready for R compound tires and why? What size tire should I really run on my car and why? Do I really need to tailor the pressure and alignment for my car and event? What is heat cycling and why would I want my tires shaved? Or how can I maximize the life of my track tire? So if you have any questions like this, please feel free to drop us an email at sales@trackdaytire.com or check out our YouTube channel. Another way that we really like to help out customers is by offering a wide range of exclusive incentive and reward programs. We have a sponsored driver instructor pricing program, the HPDE Awards program with NASA. We honor Toyo Bucks, And we offer many benefits if you are a part of our partner clubs or organizations. Thanks again for your time. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me at jmiller@trackdaytire.com and follow us to stay up to date on social media. Next, please welcome Jeff Spear from Hoosier Racing Tire, who is the product manager for the new Continental Extreme Contact Force.
Hey guys, thanks for the invitation to this webinar. Thank you to Johnny Miller at TrackDayTire to inviting me to talk about this new Continental Treadwear 200 tire that has been long in the coming. We are hoping to have some sizes released in June. So going through these slides, I hope this is beneficial to you, gets you excited, and gives you another option for track days or endurance racing. So I need to really focus on this product is really designed for endurance racing with either WRL, AER, Champ Car, where the race events for the day are anywhere from 7 to 9, even 10 hours for the day. My name is Jeff Spear. I am a road racing product manager for Hoosier Racing Tire. I am on my 31st year with Hoosier Tire. I've worked in quite a few departments, been around the world a couple times, and very knowledgeable in the road racing market. I'm excited to say that this product was jointly designed with our Hoosier engineering staff, our components, our compounds, as well as Continental Germany. They've done a tremendous job working together and making this race-proven, safe, reliable endurance racing tire. This tire is also going to be or fill the gap for the ultra high performance crowd who would like to run this on the street. So we have some sizes here that'll fit some new models, Corvettes, Mustangs, Camaros. For the guys that would like to have a high performance summer tire, this is it for them as well. To give you a little bit of history, Hoosier Tire wanted to have a Treadwear 200 tire probably about 5 years ago. We did start focusing on the autocross segment, where there's a lot of SCCA solo classes that require a Treadwear 200 tire. We did probably about 2 to 3 years of testing with components and compounds, and then at Continental Germany staff picked up the baton, grabbed this project and said, we're going to start from scratch, and with the help of Hoosier Engineering, we have a product today. So after about 2 years of tire testing, Hoosier did all the tire testing here in the States. And then even I picked up the project in fall of 2020 to test it during racing events. And so I attended some WRL and Champ Car events to test this product. We had one tire size at 225, 45, 17. A quick shout out to Thunder Bunny Racing in South Carolina with their BMW 128i. Did all the testing for us. We ran anywhere from 7, 8, 9 hours. Also, our professional driver, Johann Schwartz, shout out to him. He helped me do some testing and found a really good tread compound at Indianapolis Motor Speedway, I think last September. I found a really good high traction, good wearing, good feeling compound that lasted 10 hours. So we're going to go through this deck here with some information for you guys to share. Hope you guys get excited, and we'll go through all the details here and then also where to buy them at the very end. So this is a DOT approved tire. Yes, you can drive this on the street. You will find some ultra high performance or high performance street cars that would like to, or enthusiasts that would like to have a summer tire. So we are recommending that you can drive it on the street with no issues. It was a joint development between Continental and Hoosier, probably 5 years in the making. Some of you don't know what a uniform tire quality grading system is, but for all DOT tires, there's 3 topics that the tire, or 3 scales that the tire should have, and you will be able to see these even on your street tire. Of course, A for temperature is the hottest. Traction is A is the highest of traction, and then of course the tread wear. Sometimes people will use that as a mileage count. So I usually add about 2 zeros onto that 200 number, and that's the mileage you would probably get out of the tire if you were just a street driving enthusiast, about 20,000 miles, but that hasn't been proven. But we do have that tire number on there, especially for classification. The sizes that I picked out, developed, actually came from our Hoosier R7, A7 sizes, number 1, and then 2, looking at the market there at Champ Car, which was primarily 15 and 17 inch, where you move up to AER or WRL racing series. They have the newer class cars, newer production models that run the 18 and 19 inch sizes. We will not have every size available between 15 and 19 inch in June, but they're slowly coming through July, August, and September, and hopefully we'll have all 18 inch sizes available, let's say by August or September. We are testing an autocross version. It is slow going. It does take, like I said, this tire today took us about 3 years. We're hoping to possibly release one next year, but it's not fully tested yet. Also, I'm putting a business plan together to get some 20 inch sizes as well for this product line for next year. I do understand that Hoosier Tire, located in the US, did provide a lot of technology and direction, but Continental has a similar type of specialty factory in Korbach, Germany, and that is where they're building these tires. Low volume tires is where this factory is best suited to manufacture. And so they're going to be shipped from Germany to our Lakeville, Indiana warehouse. And then, of course, they will be distributed through Hoosier Tire distributors through the US, as they are all well connected to the racing markets. One thing that Continental was not familiar with is racing tread depth pins. So we put those on the shoulders to assist with visually checking the wear or the shoulder wear, because that's probably where the most load is throughout racing. So you can visualize and watch your shoulder wear. These are directional design tires, but they can be dismounted and flipped and moved to the other side. I would not recommend running them backwards, although I have seen one tire run backwards with no issues, but it is a directional tread pattern, also possibly for help channeling water. We'll get to that in a second. So you want to make sure that they're mounted properly. It's a very durable tread compound. The grip comes on immediately. It is amazing the wear. We went through several steps or softness of tread compounds, found this one was the best wear, the best grip, the best handling throughout a 7 to 10 hour race. Real quick, with the Johann Schwartz driving his Honda Accord at Indianapolis Motor Speedway, 10-hour event. This was September of 2020. That he did run his fastest lap time. He was trying to chase down second. He was running third, trying to chase down second place position, and actually got his fastest lap time at the end of the day, almost to the minute before the checkered flag came out. So, but still durable on all the corners. There, of course, was some heavy wear on the left front, running all day in that configuration. Once again, I said that the tread compound does have some high grip, comes on fast. It's not an autocross compound, but the grip is designed to come on quickly, so that on that first lap that you will have maximum grip. The sidewall is really good with handling. It doesn't go away. That between multiple drivers throughout an endurance event, that each driver comes out of the car saying, boy, that it handles good, turns in, it brakes, it's right there with you. A couple other comments, that it was easy to drive. I had fun to drive. I'm not worn out. So very easy to drive as well. So the construction components in the sidewall is really good when it comes to racetrack balance and consistency. We did get a chance, it wasn't planned, but at COTA, at Circuit of the Americas in December, after our 8-hour race, not after, but on the last hour between the 7 and 8 hour event, that we did get some light rain, and the driver came in after the event, after running about 45 minutes to an hour in some light rain, and said he had full control of the car even in the wet. So Continental has always had a good feedback, or I should say a history of having good grip in the wet. And so some of that component or characteristic is in this tire. So like I said, in the past, we did mainly short run testing to begin with. Then of course did some racing. There you'll see Thunder Bunny Racing there at the bottom. And track day events, if you go out 20-30 minutes at a time, they'll be great there. As well as if you wanted to run 2-hour stints, as well as an 8-hour, 9-hour event. Target hot pressures, the ones I've seen, much lower than our Hoosier R7s or A7s. So they would be in the 28 to 32 pounds, depending on weight. I think we got that BMW 128i down to about 28, 27 pounds, and the drivers felt that was better. Tire temperatures I really wouldn't worry about. I really didn't see any spikes or overheating. Pretty amazing after running 7 or 8 hours, even in the hot temperatures at VIR in September, that you still probably would get, I was seeing any from 160 to 170 degrees, no more than 180. So I would still recommend if you could take some tire temperatures to adjust some of your camber, that would be great. These tires do like a lot of camber. I did run some bigger 18-inch size on some M4s, GT4 M4s, and they had anywhere from 3 to 4 degrees camber, and the tire wore very well. So it is not sensitive to an increased camber setting. So feel free to use as much as you can and the driver would like. I don't think if you wanted to heat cycle it using a machine, you're welcome to do that. I'd prefer to use the heat cycling system on the track. I would always recommend, as this tire does and is more consistent after you scrub it in. So if you have a Friday test session and you have a Saturday and Sunday races, you know, for 7 to 9 hours on Saturday, and of course the duplicate race on Sunday, I would definitely on your test day on Friday or before you get to the event, take 10-15 minutes and scrub the tires in both sets. If you plan to change the set for Sunday's race, please do that, because the tires do provide consistency and better grip if you heat cycle them. And also it'll give you better tread wear as well. Here are the sizes that we're recommending or we're providing. So we've got 2 15-inch, 4 17-inch, 6 18s, and 6 19s. I'm going to leave them up there for just a minute so you guys all can see that. Like I said, the staggered release dates are coming through June through September. Do see your Hoosier Tire distributor or TrackDayTire to order these. Initially, we don't have this on here, but the 17-inch sizes are arriving first, then a few 18s, and then we're going back to the 15s, and then finish up with the 19s. I'm really excited if you compare these sizes to any other brand. I forgot to mention that the Hankook RS4 was our base testing product against throughout all our testing, and we feel that we're a little bit faster than the Hankook. This product is not in the same family as a Yokohama AO52 or a Bridgestone RE71R. This is an endurance tire to replace or to compete against the Hankook RS4 or the Dunlop Dureza Star Spec. So keep that in mind. This is for endurance only. So there are sizes. Also, if you compare other brands, that there are some holes in their sizing lineup. So I'm excited to have some wide 19-inch, some wide 18-inch for Corvettes, and that'll fill a lot of gaps that the ultra high performance market has currently. All right, so I hope that you've enjoyed this. If you at the end of this slide deck or this webinar, we'll have some questions. So thank you for taking the time to listen, and I hope it's been informative and exciting. So thanks for your time today.
All right, Johnny and Jeff, thank you so much. We will now open things up for questions. As a reminder, if you have questions for Johnny or Jeff, please add them to the Q&A box at the bottom of the screen, and we'll get through as many of those as we can in this live session. We'll start with a couple up here. Anderson is asking, is this an R compound tire? How grip drops over heat cycle?
I can take that one for you, Brent. This is Jeff with Hoosier Tire. Because this was a joint project, we actually started with our R7 tread compound and revised it a little bit. Now, once again, Continental has some pretty high standards when it comes to testing and safety standards. And so it was a joint project, joint formula that our compound engineers got together. But I would say, yes, it started with a Hoosier racing compound, and then Continental revised it a little bit using their components. So, yes, it has some racing DNA in the tread compound.
All right. And Fred is asking, can you recommend the hot pressure to target?
Depending on weight now, I think the tires, this is really, from the Continental perspective, a street tire, and their design is similar to some of their other street tire products. So anytime I go to the track as a Hoosier representative and talk race tire pressures, it's always mid to high 30s, right, for a 3,000-pound car. But I think with this tire, it works better at the low 30s or the 28 to 32-pound range, depending on weight. Even with the BMW M4s I was running with, they were, I don't think, running more than 32 or 34, and those were pretty heavy cars.
All right. And Dennis with an interesting question here. When I store my car for the winter in an unheated garage, will the tires tolerate freezing temperatures and still be usable the following season?
I'll take that one as well. I think so. It was interesting. They did some brittleness testing. If you don't mind me saying, brittleness testing against this compound, because we had mentioned about our Hoosier products not liking sub-freezing. That would be single-digit, let's say, temperatures or degrees above zero. And they were kind of shocked because they've never experienced that with their street tires. And so with some brittleness testing they did with the compound, they said, yes, it was probably more susceptible than their other products, Continental street tire products, to freezing. However, if the car and the tires are sitting still and you do see temperatures in the 20s, 30s, they'll be fine. They will not be ruined. I think where it comes, the tires may have issues is when they're in transit. When we're in the months of February in the Midwest, Northeast, we see some teens on the air temperatures. That's when I would say best not to ship them or deliver them. But if the tires are mounted and they're static, sitting in the garage, it's not going to affect them.
All right. And Anderson is asking, how would you compare this with the Continental Extreme Contact 6?
It's going to be, and actually we're going to do some testing, or Continental's going to do some testing with their Uvalde, Texas track testing facility, and they're going to line up several of their products in the Extreme Contact product line against this new tire, the EC4. So I would say it's going to have a little bit quicker speed. This is all my guessing. It may be a second quicker, 2 seconds quicker than their street tire. It could be more, but it is yet to tell. They're going to do some product testing within their own product line. So it is going to be a little bit quicker than their street tire, let's just say, generally.
GIF is asking, is this suitable for a 200 treadwear time attack?
Probably not. I do understand that format is possibly a warm-up lap and then 3 hot laps and then maybe a cool-down lap. The tires may come in and perform well within those 4 to 5 laps, but definitely it's going to be slower lap time compared to maybe a Yokohama AO52 or Hoosier A7. It's going to be slower because really it's designed for longevity. We basemarked our testing or baselined our testing against the Hankook RS4, which is not an autocross tire, and which is really designed for endurance racing. So I would probably, for time attack, probably look at other treadwear 200 tires that would fire quicker, would offer fast laps sooner.
How about Dave is asking, does this have the same tire life while holding up its lap times as compared to the RS4?
Yes, if anything, the consistency of lap time or the less fall off of this ECF tire is much, much better than Hankook. I think within a long stint that the Hankook probably would drop off about a second or a little bit less than a second, and our ECF is about 4/10 to 6/10 drop off, than the Hankook. So there's a little bit less drop off or fall off with this Continental, yes. And actually, we found better wear and more consistent lap times throughout an endurance event.
JG is asking if we can give some indication of performance versus heat cycles. If used for a 20-minute HPDE session, will they wear out or heat cycle out first?
Yeah, I'm going to say similar to what our tires are like, the Hoosier R7s, that they'll probably heat cycle out first. The wear is just amazing on these things. So I got to believe that you're going to feel less grip or lower grip levels after, possibly of 6 months, 8 months into the life cycle of the tire to where you say it's time to replace them. So yeah, they're not going to just flat wear out. You're going to get to cords, and then that's going to tell you to replace them. You're going to have to look at your lap times and handling characteristics to say, yep, and also the length of time on the car. So that they're going to wear very well, and so you're going to have to look at other indicators to replace them.
All right, and John W. is curious about lap times. He says, are we talking about an RS4 pace, or are we talking about an RE71R pace?
Yeah, so the Bridgestone RE71R is a popular autocross tire. They kind of almost dominate. The Yokohama AO52 also falls in that line. So I'm going to fall to it's more in line to the Hankook RS4 lap times. This is not an autocross tire.
All right, Justin is asking, what is the slip angle for peak friction?
Sorry, I can't answer that. I'm not an engineer. I don't have that information. Sorry.
All right. How about, let's see, Matthew is asking, in relation to other Treadwear 200 tires, how do these tires compare in overall weight?
That's a good question. I do have the weight up on my website. I have not compared weight differences. I really don't know. Sorry, I don't have that information. But you can do some comparison using what I have on my website, or TrackDayTire.com has our information. And then compare them yourself, at Tire Rack or at Discount Tire, somewhere online.
Carl wants to know if these tires will have yellow mounting dots on the sidewalls.
First of all the tires that I've seen so far have been R&D tires. The first production tires I have not seen yet. I'm hoping to see them, let's just say this month. I assume that they probably would have some of those indications on there. Typically they do that through testing to make sure where the high spot or the best point to balance the tire, when fitting it on your rim. I'm suspecting they are, but I don't know if they're going to or not.
Let's see, W. Robbins says, you mentioned benchmarking the RS4 for pace. How does this compare for longevity? We can typically get 2 full weekends of Champ Car, which is 4 races out of a set of RS4s on a Miata.
I'm going to say first of all, every team that I've worked with in Champ Car and in WRL have always replaced their set for the second day. I do understand that Champ Car is a more budget-friendly environment, but I would easily say that a set of tires would wear well for 1 weekend, and depending on the weight of your car, you could probably get 2 weekends out of them, depending on how you rotate them or move them around after each day, so that the wear is evenly applied to each corner of the car. So I would say it would be equal to the Hankook RS4, but we've never done any past 1 day of racing. But I would say equal to the Hankook in that aspect.
All right, Brandon is asking if this session is being recorded as he missed some of the earlier live sessions. Yes, Brandon, this is being recorded, and after this is over, you'll be sent the full webinar, so you'll be able to catch up on those as well. Let's see. Joel wants to know, is it faster than an RS4?
It is a little bit. We have seen some speeds upward to 0.6 of a bit quicker than the Hankook, but once again, our design philosophy for this tire wasn't to be an autocross, number one, and two, not to be, you know, a 3-second faster tire than the Hankook RS4, because some of the sanctioning bodies would actually put it on a blacklist and say it's too competitive or it's too fast for our group or series. So really our key target of time was to be the same, upward to about 0.5 second to 0.6 quicker per lap. So yes, it is a little bit quicker than the Hankook.
All right. Fred is asking if there's any detriment to running -2 degrees camber.
Not at all. I was amazed at the BMW M4 GT4s that I worked with, had close to 4 or maybe a little bit over 4. We were testing a 315 3018 and they ran 7 hours on that with that aggressive front end camber. Not an issue. Not an issue. Now, if you ran 4 1/4 on a Hoosier R7, you definitely would see it. But I never saw any, you know, excessive negative camber wear with these tires. So yeah, 2 is fine. You could probably take it up to 3 if you needed to for performance reasons.
Right. And Norm noticed that the 20-inch sizes would not be available until 2022. He's anxious, it sounds like, to get some on his Corvette. Is there a target for which part of 2022 those will be available?
We're hoping, you know, Continental has a lengthy approval system, let's say that, with part numbers and approving specs and getting the specs into the plant there at Corback. So initially, we're just starting the process for 20s. We hope to have 6 sizes from a 245 width. I don't have in front of me, maybe a 265, 295, 305, 325, and maybe a 345 width size for 2022. I'm going to say spring of 2022 if we can make this happen. And it was really a funny story you said about Corvette. So our new president here at Hoosier Tire came from Continental Tires, buying a new Corvette C8, and he was pushing we need to have 20s in this product line. So we're trying to do the best we can for his recommendation.
All right. And Ping Z, what are the lateral vertical stiffness design targets of this tire, and how does that compare to other Treadwear 200 tire class leaders?
Yeah, I'm sorry, I don't have that technical information with me. I really don't. And I don't know if we've even done the spring rate testing on different competitors yet. So I'm sorry, I don't have that.
Let's see. Matthew is asking, is the compound use consistent throughout the entire usable tire depth?
I would say so, yes. Yes, the tread compound from top to bottom, right down to the cord, or they have, I shouldn't say the cord, but the bottom layer of the rubber, yes. And I got to say that the performance really is consistent through this life of the tire. It's amazing that you think it would drop off or fall off, you know, after 4, 5, 6, 7 hours of racing, hard racing, but it just doesn't. So yes, even if the tread pattern is gone, I got to believe that there is a little bit grip left to use.
All right, and you've got Eric and Fred both asking to get some 16-inch sizes.
Yeah, that's going to be a tough one. 16, even in our racing, you know, SCCA, NASA, I know a lot of the solo competitors use 16, but you look at the other Treadwear 200 manufacturers, and there's not a lot of 16-inch sizes. So I really skipped that size because I didn't see that demand in the marketplace. So honestly, we probably will not offer any 16s.
And Brandon is curious to know which sizes will be available initially, specifically in Canada.
So depending on when we get them here in the States, we will be selling the tires through the Hoosier Distributor Network. We do have a Hoosier Tire Canada in St. Catharines, Ontario, but we're going to get some 15 and 17-inch sizes in this month. And of course, the remainder 18s and 19s will come in July, August, September. So as soon as the Hoosier corporate warehouse here in Indiana gets them, all of our distributors, TrackDayTire.com, will get them as well.
All right, and Joseph is asking, how would you expect this? How would this tire compare with a Michelin Cup 2 tire for HPDE driving in terms of feel, progressiveness, torque, longevity? And as a point of reference, it looks like he gets about 700 miles out of his Cup 2s on his Porsches.
Yeah, I gotta say that a lot of our Continental Germany executives, that's a very popular tire in Europe. But not so much popular tire here in the States. We did track test the Michelin Pilot Sport Cup 2 against this product, and Continental ECF clearly outweighs the benefit, beats it hands down when it comes to lap time and driving performance and steering feedback, driver feedback. It's way ahead of the Michelin, I'll tell you. So, and you should get a lot more miles out of this Conti ECF than your Michelins, for sure.
Mark wants to know what would be different with the autocross version.
It would be similar to what we do here at Hoosier. It's just the tread compound is different. So we have had such good results from steering feedback, from driver feedback with our current design that we would just change the tread compound.
All right, and it looks like we've got a couple more people, Kenny and a few others, asking again about weights. Jeff, I think you mentioned that you don't have those offhand.
We have them on our website, and I think TrackDayTire, they have them on their website as well. And you'll just have to look at our websites to get them. But we do have that within our charts and flyers.
And there's a few people asking about pricing. Is that imagine on the websites as well?
Yes, TrackDayTire should have them on their website as well.
And where would be the best place online to buy these tires?
TrackDayTire.com.
TrackDayTire.com. All right.
That's the best answer all day, right there.
Fred wants to know if he buys 3, if he gets the other one free.
Depends on the price of the 3.
Yeah. Mary's curious, is there any chance of seeing a 13-inch version someday?
Yeah, this is Jeff again. I highly doubt it. I think that the sizes that you see today between 15, 17, 18, and 19 is pretty set right now. But yeah, highly doubt that we'll have a 13-inch tire.
We've got, will the weight and measurement sizes be released prior to tire availability? Are these true to size or larger like some of the other tires?
Yeah, I know Hoosier Tire has always had a mindset of maxing out the DOT dimensional requirements, and because wider is better, right? So no, these are the dimensions that you see on our websites, whether it's HoosierTire.com or TrackDayTire.com, are true to what it should be. And I think they're going to be very similar to more of a street tire size dimension than the Hoosier R7A7. So look at the dimensions very closely. Look at your OE tires, and if you have any fitment questions, if you have an OE tire or another Treadwear 200 tire you want to match up against this Continental, do email TrackDayTire.com or myself.
Brandon is asking if this tire would be suitable for dual use, so using it on the street as well as track day usage.
Definitely, for sure, on the street. When Hoosier started this, we felt that there was a liability designing a race tire to be driven on the street, but we are in full confidence that Continental's testing and material and their goal of having a safe tire would be just fine to drive this tire on the street. You got to keep in mind that this is an ultra high performance tire. The tread pattern is limited. It is a racing compound, but it is also designed for street driving. So yes, for the ultra high performance car enthusiasts, this would be a great tire for summer use only.
All right, some more heat cycling questions. David's asking, how many cycles would you expect them to take before they degrade?
Quite a few, David, quite a few, I tell you. So once again, I've not done a race them for 20 minutes times X amount of sessions. I've not done that. I've only run this tire under heavy racing or high load racing conditions for multiple hours, between, like I said, 7 to 10 hours. I've seen this tire run. So I would I would believe that you would get multiple weekends if you were just track daying the tire. It'll have a really good life cycle.
All right. Well, that looks like we're through most of all of the questions here at this point. But do want to remind you all that if there are additional questions that come to mind after this session is over, Johnny from TrackDayTire.com are happy to help with those, and you can email them at sales@TrackDayTire.com. You'll also receive that email address in the confirmation email after this webinar is over. This was outstanding. I had a lot of fun. Hope you guys did as well. Want to thank Johnny and Jeff for taking the time to share all this with us. And again, a reminder, if there are additional questions, you can hit the Track Day Tire guys at sales@trackdaytire.com after this, and they'll get back to you. To all of you who took the time to attend, we sincerely appreciate it and hope that you enjoyed this installment of Hagerty MotorsportReg Tech Sessions. Have a great afternoon and happy motoring.